So if you're watching this video, it's because it's April 1st, and as much as we all want it to be April Fool's Day, this is a very, very real situation. And so for those of you that have a mortgage and aren't able to pay it or are wondering what to do in terms of mortgage forbearance and what the new stimulus package offers to you in terms of your mortgage, this is a video that you're going to want to watch. What's going on, everyone? Dane the Mortgage Guy here, and this is your Wednesday, 3-minute Wednesday. 3-minute Wednesday? Yeah, 3-minute Wednesday video, except I'm not really going to even attempt to do this in under 3 minutes because this is a really important topic that I want to get out to everybody that's watching these videos. A lot of us, all of us, have been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic that's going on right now. And it is incredibly difficult for a lot of us in just various ways. A lot of people out there are struggling in terms of being able to figure out how they're going to be able to pay the mortgage, how they're going to be able to pay the rent, how they're going to be able to pay for bills and food and everything of that sort. And this is all something that we are all trying to get through together. So with this video, if you are somebody that is renting from a private landlord, or you are a owner yourself, or you are a landlord with renters, this video may be beneficial to you. Now, before I jump into this video, you know the usual, this is the company that I work for. There's all my information on the wall back here, and my disclosures can be found at the bottom of the screen. Now, let's get to this 3-minute, I'm not even gonna put a 3-minute clock. Whatever. So for those of you that are friends with me on Facebook, and if we're not friends, we should totally be friends. So if you found my profile, most definitely add me. But on Saturday this last week, on March 28th, I dove deep into sections 4022 all the way to 4024 of the new CARES Act, the stimulus package that came out. Those sections are specifically for mortgage forbearance, and I wanted to explain what that actually meant to a lot of people, because there was a lot of confusion and a lot of people didn't really understand what it was that they were able to accomplish with a mortgage forbearance. And it is not it's too good to be true. Now, before we jump into this next section, I want to give you guys a really generalized description of how a mortgage works and like where the money goes from the moment that you, the homeowner, pays it to wherever it ends up being. There's 3 parties involved in a mortgage transaction. And like I said, this is a very, very, very generalized version or explanation of the situation. But 3 parties. You have party A, which is you are the homeowner, you are party A. There's party B, who is the servicing company of your mortgage. And then there's party C, who is the investor, the bank, the Fed, whoever is buying your mortgage. When you, party A, makes a payment to party B takes a small little cut for themselves. That's how they make their money, right? The rest of that money, the principal and interest that comes out of, let's say, your $2,000 mortgage payment, then goes to the service or to the investor. The investor then takes that money and then disperses it back into the market for more people to be able to buy mortgages. But that is really the most simplest way to explain how your mortgage payment gets broken up. Forbearance, what the does that even mean? Well, forbearance by definition is, and I'm totally reading this off my laptop right in front of me because I have the worst memory ever. The definition for forbearance is the action of refraining from exercising a legal right, especially enforcing the payment of a debt. What does that mean in layman terms? That means that it is an opportunity for servicing companies to not come after you for not paying your bills on time. It's super confusing and kind of tricky how it's worded, so I'm gonna break it down for you guys a little bit more. If you are in a situation where you cannot pay your mortgage right now, that's super unfortunate. I am super sorry, and I wish I could help you out somehow. But if you are in a situation where you are not able to make your mortgage payment because of X, Y, and Z factors, Call your servicing company, not the person that you went to get your loan from, not the bank, not the lender, but the servicing company, the person that sends you a bill every single month. But whoever sends you the bill is the company that you need to call. So you call them, you say, hey, I can't make my mortgage payment. What are your options? Most of the time, and these are constantly changing. And I recorded this video on March 31st, so things could change by the time you watch this video. But most of the time, servicing companies are allowing, as of this moment, 90 days forbearance. What does that mean? For the next 90 days, your servicing company is not allowed legally to come after you for any late payments. They are not allowed to charge you for anything extra. They are not allowed to do anything. If you're 4 months into missing mortgage payments, they can't start the foreclosure process at month 6 like they would normally be able to do so. They have to wait the full 90 days. Now, you have to ask for a forbearance. You can't just assume that you are going to get it, because if you do, then the mortgage company is going to think, oh, you know, Joe Smith is totally hunky-dory. He's totally going to be able to make his payment, and then all of a sudden you quit making your payments, and then they're going to be like, what the heck? And that gives them ground to essentially come after you. So make sure to ask your servicing company for a forbearance if you need it. Now, the next thing to a forbearance, just because it says forbearance and it specifically says refraining from exercising a legal right, especially enforcing the payment of a debt, does not mean that they are forgiving your debt. You still owe those 3 months of mortgage payments. They're just saying, you know what, we get it, times are tough, I'm not going to get in the way of you being able to feed your family and keep a roof over your head. That's all good and dandy, but at month 4, day 91, you owe us 3 months of mortgage payments. That is what the law says specifically. Now, servicing companies may make things a little bit differently, but I'm going to tell you why they still need to make their money. So, like I said earlier, you have person A, person B, person C, party A, party B, party C, right? Party C are investors. What do investors like? Investors like money. Investors like making money. Investors like good returns. Party B is just a middleman. They're the ones that are making the transaction as smooth as possible between you and the investor. Every month, the servicing company has to pay the investor. Every investor trusts that every servicer is going to honor the agreement that they have, that said servicer is going to get money from you, and then they're going to take their cut and they're going to take the rest of it and they're going to pass it on to the investor. Now, if you don't make your mortgage payment, the investor, they still need their money, and the servicing company is now depleting liquid assets and depleting any sort of cash value in the company to continue making these payments because you are in forbearance. Now, 3 months is about average from what I've seen of servicing companies being able to provide to their customers. Pulse check. Are you still with me? Are you still breathing? Are you still being able to follow along with this? Because I know that this is super boring and super dry. So I'm going to try and make it as less dry as possible, but this is really important information that you really should know. Mortgages that are covered by sections 4022, any federally backed mortgages, right? So that's going to be any FHA mortgages, any USDA, VA mortgages, and any conventional mortgages that fall under the Freddie Fannie guidelines. Now, if you don't know what type of mortgage you have, just ask yourself the simple question: is your current mortgage balance over $741,750? If it is, you most likely have a jumbo loan and you are not covered under this. For everyone else that has a mortgage under $741,750, or if you're not in King County, Snohomish County, or Pierce County, it is $510,400, so $510,400. If your mortgage is under that in any other county in the state of Washington, you most likely have a government-sponsored or government-backed mortgage. Now, like I said, depending on your servicing company, what their specific guidelines are, you can get up to 90 days typically, but the law says you can have up to 180 days, and you can request another 180 days past that. So you essentially can request 360 days of forbearance on your mortgage, but just know that at the end of 360 days, on day 361, you're gonna owe the entire balance from month 1 to month 12. And if you aren't able to make that payment, you go immediately into foreclosure. typically. If you can show that this virus, this pandemic has affected you in any way, shape, or form that's preventing you from being able to pay your mortgage, your servicing company legally has to give you this forbearance. Now, like I said, they can give it up to 180 days, but the typical amount that everybody's been seeing is about 90 days. So just know that if you ask for 180, they might say, haha, we're gonna give you 90. That's all you're gonna. And there's no definition of what proof is in terms of defining what a hardship is. So all you really have to say is, yeah, I was affected, and that's essentially, per the law, all you need to do to prove that you were affected by this virus. Now, investors, if you own rental properties and you are facing this issue where your tenants are unable to make their mortgage payments, you yourself have the ability to ask for forbearance, like I said, dependent on your servicing company, forbearance for 30 days at a time. You wouldn't get the full 90 like you would if you were a homeowner that lived in that house, but because you're an investor, you can still get 30 days at a time. You just have to call every 30 days per the law that and ask for a forbearance extension. For all of you tenants out there, if you are renting a house, a condo, whatever, from a private landlord, meaning that you're not in an apartment, and that it is a single private owner that owns that house, that condo, and is renting it directly, specifically to you. If you are unable to make your payment, you can call your landlord and say, hey, can you call your servicing company, get a forbearance? And if they agree to it, again, if they agree to it and they get you the forbearance, they are not legally allowed to come after you for missing your payment. They cannot charge you anything extra. They can't charge you any fees. They can't charge you any extra interest. Everything else for the next 90 days, 30 days actually, I believe, as a tenant, 30 days, they essentially it is business as usual. Now, I know a lot of you are just asking, why can't I just add my 3 months that I'm gonna miss now to the end of my mortgage? Well, statistically, 90%, 95% of you aren't going to keep this specific mortgage for a full 30 years. Now, most people will typically refinance at some point. They will sell their home, they'll go into foreclosure, something will happen where they will not be able to actually finish the full 360-month term of a 30-year mortgage, or 180 months for you 15-year mortgage. So let's say you get 3 months free, right? So you take 3 months off, you don't have to worry about making that mortgage payment for 90 days. The servicing company has now lost 3 months of mortgage payments, not just from you, but from everybody else that is requesting this, and they are still having to pay the investor, okay? Now, if you sell your mortgage, or you sell your home, pardon me, or you refinance before your 30 years is up, servicing company just lost 3 months of payment. They aren't in the business of losing money. Nobody is in the business of losing money. So they still need to be able to make their money. They still need to be able to pay their employees. They still need to be able to keep their lights on as well. So if you are unable to make that payment, then they're gonna still make that payment to the investor, but they're gonna make sure that you get your payment in after that forbearance period. I've left a link down in the comments, or pardon me, down in the description below, and it's at the bottom of the screen as well, that'll take you to my Facebook post that breaks down sections 4022, 4023, and 4024 in layman term details so that you're able to understand it. And you can find it at dtmg.me/cares what did I name it again? cares/breakdown. And for those of you that want to see the full stimulus package, the full CARES Act, and read through it all, like 860 some pages, by all means you can do so, and you can do so by going to dtmg.me/cares-act. So you can check out all that information online and read through it yourself, and so that you are fully aware of what the situation is bringing to our economy and to our nation. To everyone that is watching this, I am truly saddened and sorry if you have been affected by this entire situation. And some people are more affected than others. You know, some people are very much fortunate that their jobs are still business as usual and they are able to work from home and quarantine themselves and lock themselves in. But unfortunately, not everybody has that luxury. Not everybody has that ability to be able to do those things. And for those people, I wish I could do something. I wish that I could open up a million positions under whatever business that I have and be able to hire you to allow you to continue making your rent payment, your mortgage payments, your credit card and car payments, because this is time just sucks. And all I can say to this is that we are going to get through it. We will get through this together, and we will be able to come out a lot stronger at the end of this. There are options out there for you. There are resources out there for you, and I hope that you are able to take advantage of as many of those resources as you possibly can to try and keep your head above water. For those of you that are able to make your mortgage payments, please do so. I'm asking that if you are in a position to continue making those payments, that you do so, because you, as of this moment, are essentially the lifeline for our economy right now. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I know that it was extra long. I know that it was probably kind of boring, but I wanted to be able to get that information out there for you guys so that you are aware of what your options are, and whatever those options may be, that you know exactly the full detail as best as I can explain it in layman's terms. And I will definitely, most certainly, gladly give you a more detailed explanation via email, the phone, private message, or anything of that sort. Dane the Mortgage Guy here. I'm not even going to try and get you to follow me on social media. I just want you guys to be able to have this information. Stay safe, stay healthy. Love you all. Cheers, everybody.